be examining the 7 rules for running experiments. So let's start with the first rule. So rules number 1, and this one involves focus. So, guy with a pair of glasses, what should you be focusing on as this part of the experiment? Now, the general idea behind business experiments, remember, is to go for the quick hit. These should be small, contained experiments that can be easily measured. So small versus large. This is good. This is not good. And quick versus slow. Okay. So let's keep these in mind throughout this segment. So with regards to focus, the first thing to focus on is to focus on examining customers' behavior instead of trying to measure their perception. And what we mean here is we actually want to see how customers react, and we actually want to see what customers really what they do, not why they think or what they think they will do. So that's the essence of a business experiment. So to use, to give you an example here, if there is a bank and the bank is trying to run an experiment. Here's a dollar bill, and the bank could run an experiment around customer acquisition, or it could run an experiment around lifetime retention of a customer. This guy here lends itself much better to a business experiment than this one. I mean, this one could, for example, take 25 years to work out, whereas this one here we can work out immediately whether a program results in a customer being acquired or it doesn't. So rule number 2, let's make some space here for rule number 2. Rule number 2 is a common thing that comes up, you hear a lot in sales, and that is keep it simple. In sales terminology, it's normally called KISS, keep it simple, stupid. So, for an experiment to be meaningful, it has to be a lot of times small in nature and very contained. So as soon as we start allowing this experiment to exceed these boundaries we have set, it becomes very difficult to measure and very expensive a lot of times. So if we had, let's take an example of a retailer of car parts, and say this is a retail store, and this is retail store number 1, and this retailer has 50 stores, and this retailer has 10,000 different part types. Now, to run an experiment on this, and I don't want to get into details of what the experiment might be, but to keep this simple in this scenario, it'd be far more beneficial just to choose one store. The store's on Main Street, 101 Main Street. So we're just going to run one test in one store. We're just going to focus in on one group of products, say engine filters. So already we've kind of narrowed down the parameters of our test. So that's an example of having to keep the experiment simple. So rule number 3. Involves starting with a proof of concept test. An example of this could be, let's use retail again. Let's use a grocery store that here's some shelves, and here's some cans of beans on the shelves, and some cereal boxes, some bags of dog food down here, and some bottles of lemonade. And these are name brand products in the retail store. So this could be Coke, for example, and this could be this could be, I'm trying to think of a good cereal now. This could be Weetabix, and these could be, you know, the beans, as we said. So the experiment the grocery store retailer wants to run is to know whether the branded goods here, and we're going to call these the white label, or the store brand goods here. Now they're the same types of goods. You know, we have beans, we have cereals, we have dog products, and we have pop down here as well. So same product groups, but one is branded and one is the store's own label. So what we want to test here is the price kind of elasticity between the two. So you know, how what's the price relationship between the white label goods and the branded ones? So one way, you know, the simplest concept test on starting this would be just to vary all of the prices of the own brand goods. So for example, we would drop the prices of our store brand goods by 25%. And we're going to hold the prices here steady, so we're not going to change them. Once we've done that, we can run an experiment and actually see how this affects revenues. And by dropping the price, we can see, we assume that the volume of sales on these will actually go up, and then we can compare that with the branded goods. Once we've, you know, got this proof of concept and we're happy that this is something we want to dig down further with, then we can start running more experiments on individual product groups, but not until we've established the proof of concept.